Hello, traders and friends. This is my Monday night video. If you want to follow me or get on my tweet group for posts for trades and stuff, it's gonna be 9662C on Twitter. And just leave me a direct message if you're interested. It's no big deal. But at any rate, what I'm seeing, I'm going to see a chop fest this week. That's what I'm calling out. There's just too many different signals to think that the market's going to make any type of major move either way. Some things that I am seeing, there are some major warning signs. The industrials, transports, and some of the FANG stocks, they look like they're ready for some potential reversals setting up here. So just keep that on your top. Be concerned that we got some major big players that could be reversing this week. Okay. I posted this over the weekend. This is my basically layout of what's the earnings are coming up for this month, and all of these companies are already in the blackout zone, and actually some of the companies a week and a half further down here are already blacked out too. So I'll try to get this updated tonight, but you guys can screencast this list here, and that gives you a pretty good idea. And most of these companies have already confirmed they're going to report. There's going to be a lot of other companies that haven't confirmed yet. So I'm going to try to add the ones that didn't confirm to the list later tonight if I can. Okay? Some patterns that I just want to share with you here. The world index for the Dow Jones Global Index. And, we did put in a weekly, potential weekly reversal candle set up here. This is called what you call a piped top, and we closed right here near their lows today. So let's keep an eye on these global indices overnight and see what happens. I think Europe's going to probably rally tomorrow to catch up with us today, but I could be dead wrong on that because their financials got destroyed last week. So this is a major warning sign of the global uh, risk on trade on the global markets. So this is your first indicator that I would look at trying to make your bias for the week ahead or so. This here is your SPY chart, and so I've got this on what? Yeah, 60-minute. Really, we're in a very strong bullish uptrend here, but last Wednesday, the uptrend started showing some weakness. Okay, and even on the SPY here, our 8 SMA has crossed over our 21 SMA, trying showing that today we were trying to put in a little bit more bullish side sentiment. So keep that in mind here. It's too early to say. Like I said, I think we're kind of in a chop range here, and Yellen speaks tomorrow. So plus with Europe potentially catching a bid tomorrow, um, uh, we could actually get a bid here. Now I did say on the weekend video that I had a slightly lower bias, so we'll see what happens. And I have some stuff in my header that or in my title of the today that suggests that we are going to see some weakness later this week. Now the Qs were kind of given a reversal signal today. We crossed back below the 21 with the 8, giving a weaker picture of the markets. So just keep that one in mind. Our stochastics looks like we're going to try to cross positive here, but I have some legitimate reason to think that we're going to get some sort of weakness in the Qs the next few days. So I'll bring that up here in a second. The Russell was performing pretty decent today, and we did get a momentum cross with the 8 over the 21, and it was doing about as well as the S&P 500. So yeah, there's between the two, there's two up and two down, one down really, on the major indices here. So I do also want to point out, typically the first April, the small caps tend to outperform. So this even adds more credence to a more bullish end of the week setup in the small caps. Now your NYSE Composite Index, which is a much broader index, and last week I put this out in the weekly here. Last week, those last charts were hourly, um, but last week we uh, put in a pipe top, and we dojied out there today. So let's keep an eye on this here and see what's going on. That was like the world index. We got a similar pattern on this NYSE, and that has been a significant resistance area up here where that pipe top hit. So that adds credence that the bears do still have some strength here, uh, even though we are above these SMAs. So just keep that in mind. Our stochastic is rolling over, and our so just keep that in mind, okay? Now I want to start with the industrials. Why I think they're a little bit weak here. They're a little bit in danger here. We've topped out here. Uh, we seem to have topped out here at on these industrials. We'll see what happens, but as of today, we dojied out right on top on this line. Uh, what has been a uptrend um, uh, wedge, okay, and typically these wedges they they revert lower, okay, and we closed right on that line today, so there's a pretty good chance the industrials are wanting to roll over here. So that's on the bearish case. Okay. I'll start with the transports here. And on the weekly here, we got sort of a pipe top on these transports too. And I've had this channel in for many, many months and been watching this line. And we're starting the week below that line. Okay. And a support area. Don't get me wrong, we are at a support area. If you draw your lines right across there, you know. But that is an initial warning sign for the first day of the week on your transports. Now your IYT, it's it's given a topping pattern too, but it's more railroad weighted, and it wasn't showing quite the relative weakness as the other. But we do have an uptrend here. We are above our moving averages and stuff, but it's something to be concerned about that the transports were showing a little bit of weakness today. So if we are going to make a bullish case, our transports will probably lead us lower. So keep that at the top of your watch list, okay? Now I want to talk about our technology also, along with our cues. The past few days we've been getting a little bit of a rollover in the cues, and we're rolling into this on this 1 hour chart for about 2 weeks here. It's about 2 weeks time span here. We're rolling right into that trend support on this technology, and it's a pretty safe bet to think that we're going to break this 2 week uptrend on technology tomorrow, and probably going to get some sell-off potential tomorrow in the technology space. Another index I want to mention is called the FDN. It's the Dow Jones Internet Index. And 2 days ago, or like last Wednesday, we crossed below this sort of uptrend. Now we are consolidating sideways, but I did want to point this out here that we did break that trend line on the Dow Jones Internet Index, and so we could see that could add more credence to the downside on some of these internet stocks. I also want to mention the VIX here. We've had this downtrend that's been going on for well over a week now on the VIX, and today we came up and tested that downtrend, okay, and it got rejected back into the trend. So come tomorrow, it'll be quite easy for us to start getting a spike in volatility into the rest of the week. So that is another thing I want you guys to also keep a close eye on your UUP tomorrow. We know we got Yellen testifying tomorrow, or going to have a speech tomorrow, and for over a week now, we have been holding this, or we have been trending higher off this trend line, and we closed right on that trend line going into her speech tomorrow. So I think the dollar wants to go higher, in the face of all the stimulus going on across the world. So just keep that in mind. I also think crude is going to sell off a little bit tomorrow. I don't expect a huge sell off, but each time, see, this is the second time crude has broken this uptrend, and each time it does that, it loses more and more momentum traders. So now you have to rely on the value traders jumping in on a very speculative instrument. So keep that in mind. This is the second time it's broken that trend line, and it takes quite a bit to get the momentum traders to come back in once you start seeing all these breaks. Another chart which I use on a regular basis is the bullish percent index, and you see what's happening here. We're starting to get a rollover in our 13 MA, and once we start breaking that 13 MA and we are really close here, then the momentum starts shifting to the bearish side. So just keep this one in mind here. I think the bullish percent index is giving us a major tail here. I'm going to quickly go through some stocks which are hitting the market. Virgin America is catching a bid right now. It's completely on speculation that they're going to get bought out. They put themselves for sale last week. And this one here, the standard deviation is starting to get pretty high. We're right here, we're getting really close to reference highs on the highest the standard deviation typically gets on Virgin America. So this might be a short candidate, especially since the transports I'm worried about. There was call action in JetBlue today. So this is despite some horrible guidance they had a few weeks back. That's what caused this gap here. So I'm not, even your 8 SMA, I mean, I'm just not very bullish on this trade. I think the transports are rolling over. Union Pacific was one of the weakest railroads today, and we in a very short period here have come down and tested the lows of this support area, and that supports my thesis for the transports might be rolling over here, and all of our indicators rolling over. FedEx is another one here that we're at a double top situation right here, and we're just about ready to cross this 8 SMA, and as of open tomorrow, we will literally be crossing below that. So I took a short position in FedEx for tomorrow, knowing that situation, and this has an extremely overbought standard deviation setup here. McDonald's is another short that I know some traders started taking Thursday. But today was a confirming candle that there is a short bias setting up here in McDonald's, and it's ready to see some downside rotation. Apple continues to consolidate sideways after breaking the trend Thursday. So this one here has a more bearish slant to it too. Google looks like it continues to want to roll over here too on the short-term bias. We're testing this trend line here, and it wouldn't take much of anything to see a good $20 drop in this stock. Amazon is another one that continues to test this breakout support area, but just cannot seem to catch a bid at all. And it looks like it's ready to roll over too. Netflix is another one here that broke trend Thursday, and we rallied back hard today to the backside of that trend. So keep this one on watch tomorrow. This chart, this one here is the one that's actually really broken here. So this one here was probably a short going into the overnight. But the market internals are so mixed right now, it's too hard to take too many swing ideas. At any rate, that's everything I have tonight. So if you guys got anything, leave comments at the bottom of the YouTube channel, and hit the like button if you like the video. Thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.